Just how bad has radio gotten? Cumulus just handed a 100-year-old license back to the government for KSFO San Francisco. Didn't sell it, nobody wanted it, just gave it back like an expired parking pass. That is where we are. It is wild. Hey there, I am Jeff, the radio DJ dude. Since 15, I've been rocking major market mics, and recently I posted a video about KCAL here in Southern California firing their entire air staff and then throwing themselves a little party about it on Facebook. And that video just went off. Thousands watched it, tons of comments, and radio peeps shared it wide and far. And for all that, I do thank you genuinely. That does mean a lot. But here's the thing. When I made that video, it kind of felt like I was just talking about one station having one ugly moment. Well, it's not one station anymore. This has become the new normal, and it kind of has been for a while. But since then, Cumulus ran layoffs across 8 states in a single week. Programmers, morning shows, lifers, gone. And then they capped it off by surrendering that 100-year-old license in San Francisco, California. Yeah, the number 4 radio market in the US. So this isn't news anymore. This is just the weather. I read all your comments, and I always do, every single one, and a few themes emerged over and over. Some of them are dead right, and oh yeah, some of them are dead wrong. And I want to dive into the big ones, because if we're going to be mad, let's at least be mad about the right things. Okay, the biggest one first. A whole lot of you said some version of, radio's dead. I haven't listened in 20 years. Only boomers care about radio. And I get why it feels that way. If you personally left, well, radio does feel gone. But I'm not going to argue with a feeling. I'm going to hand you the actual numbers. They just came out this year, so nobody could tell me I'm quoting 1997 while jamming tub thumping from Chumbawamba on my slick iPod. Nielsen 2026, here we go. Radio reaches 93% of every adult in America every month. Yeah, 93. That's a higher reach than smartphones. That's higher than connected TV. Radio is the number 1 reach medium in the country still, yep, right now. Well, only boomers listen. Okay, how about this? 81% of adults 18 to 34 are reached by radio every week. That is higher than any other platform they've measured. And here's the one that may knock you back. This year, for the first time in the history of measured media, radio passed television in the 25 to 54 crowd. First time ever. That happened right now, 2026, not 1975. Granted, I'm sure we can argue about the numbers and how they were measured, and personally, I don't bow to any research. But based on that, no, the audience didn't leave, but here's what actually did leave. Yeah, the money. Over-the-air ad sales have been sliding a couple points a year since 2022. Digital took a huge bite, and the giants, they just leveraged themselves stupid. So the layoffs you're watching now, they're not happening because nobody's listening. Yeah, 93% of the country is listening. The layoffs are happening because the old way of selling those ear holes just got harder. And the big companies bet their whole balance sheet that it never would. Nor, if we're being honest, are they willing to tackle these challenges with creativity and innovation, which is so desperately needed. Many are just still trying to jam the old playbook they've been using since the 80s. So radio isn't dying. The audience is there to a point, but what is dying is a business model and a big old stinking pile of debt. Remember that, because it's going to be important for the next part. But the second big theme, AI. Oh my goodness, soulless AI radio, clanker playlists. a lot of you are convinced that AI is coming to gut this business. And a bunch of you looked right at me, the AI tools guy, when you said it. So let me say the part that you're not expecting me to say. And yeah, you are right to be scared. A lot of companies are absolutely going to use AI to strip the humanity out of radio. Fire the people, run the automation, add 2 more spot breaks, and pocket the difference. That is very real. That's coming, and it is here in some places. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that the robots are your friend. But I will say, done right, it can actually help save small market radio stations. And I will have a profile coming up for you where it is doing just that. And it's allowing some of these station owners to preserve jobs. But that is the point of another video. I really need you to aim your anger at the right target right now. AI didn't fire anybody. AI never wrote a layoff memo. AI never threw a Facebook party about it. A person did that in an office with a spreadsheet open. The tool doesn't have an agenda. The people deploying it do. So blaming the software for these layoffs is like blaming the hammer for a bad house. Somebody's swinging it, and if we spend all our energy yelling at the tech, the people that actually are making these calls, they get to hide behind them. So don't let them. Yes, I build AI tools like the very realistic RadioDJ, but I also build stuff for the humans. And I'm going to get to that part in a minute because that part matters to me a lot. Okay, the third theme, and this is where I'm going to push on some of you hard. A lot of comments came down to one word. Come on, say it with me. Greed. Radio's evil. Corporations are evil. They cut people to line their pockets. End of story. And I hear you. But I've actually run in the halls of those buildings, so let me pull the curtain back a little because it's definitely more complicated than just, everyone's greedy and that's what the commenters declare it to be. Hopefully we understand this, but a radio station is a business. Yes, it has always been a business. And a business, they've got bills. Somebody has to pay the music licensing. Somebody pays for the tower. Somebody pays the power bill that keeps a 20,000 watt signal on the air. And yep, somebody's got to pay all those jocks. So when the revenue drops 50 or 60% off where it was in 2005, you cannot staff like it's 2005. That's not a company being evil. That's a company doing basic arithmetic. And the brutal truth is, a station that runs itself broke to keep everyone employed, they don't win a medal. It just goes dark in 18 months and everybody's out, not just some of them. So when a genuinely underwater station makes cuts to survive, I'm sorry, that's not greed. That's just Tuesday. And screaming greed at it tells me that you've never had to make payroll. But there's a really different story here, and this one earns every bit of your anger. So let me tell you where the real greed lived, and it may not be where you think. Oh, heck yeah, story time is on. So in 2008, before it was even called iHeart, a couple private equity firms bought Clear Channel, Bain Capital and Thomas H. Lee. The deal was worth around $18 billion with a B dollars. And here's how it worked because, oh my goodness, this is a beauty. They didn't buy it with their money. No. They made the company borrow the money to buy itself. Huh? Well, here's a number that should make you crazy. Before those firms showed up, Clear Channel carried about $8 billion in debt. And after the deal, oh, this is great. Over $20 billion in debt. Yes, they roughly tripled it. $10 billion in fresh debt piled on to that business overnight, just so the buyers could get paid. Just let that land. Soak that in for a second. The company was forced $10 billion with a big old stinking B dollars deeper into the hole as just the price of being purchased. Nobody who actually works in radio got a vote. They just woke up one day, chained to a bill that they never ran up. And then, bam, the crash hits, bankruptcy, and ever since, every jock who's been cut, every station that's been stripped for parts, has been paying down a debt that was created the day the suits bought the place. So when you yell greed, well, please aim it up there at a boardroom in 2008, not at the operator today, just trying to keep the lights on while he pays off somebody else's poker night. And by no means, and I hope you know this by now, am I condemning or condoning, I am condemning, but I'm not condoning iHeart's current business practices overall. I believe them to be a net negative for radio. But look, I'm going to say something that may surprise you. I call them iHeartless every chance I get. But with all that debt, all that mess, iHeart still probably employs more human DJs than any company in this business. So please, spare me the cartoon villain. It's not a mustache-twirling billionaire crackling about firing DJs for fun. No, it's dumber and it's sadder than that. It's a company that overbuilt so badly, it just handed a 100-year-old San Francisco license back to the government because it even couldn't give it away, in Cumulus's case. That's not greed winning, that's greed that already lost, and we're just all standing in the wreckage. Okay, I've spent this whole video running these gums, telling you what's wrong. Now, let me tell you one thing I actually did about it a while back, because I don't just want to be another guy on YouTube doing a play-by-play at radio's funeral. If you are a jock who got cut, or you're sitting in a building watching the walls close in, well, I built you a place to be seen and heard. It's called RadioDJMatch.com. You post your demo, your best work, and stations looking for real talent hopefully come and find you. But hear me clearly, because I'm not going to lie to you the way the industry lies to you. This is not a job board. I'm calling it an opportunity site. I'm not promising a paycheck. I can't. And anyone who tells you that they can is probably selling you something. What it is, it's just a door. It's a place to get your voice in front of the ear holes who might be looking. It's an opportunity to be heard by someone who might give a damn about talent. That's it. It's free. That's what I've got for you. But in a business that's spent this whole year telling people they're disposable, well, a door is not nothing. Again, it's free. Please go knock on it. Take a look around. Okay, the last theme, and I saved it for last because it's one that's going to make a lot of you mad. A bunch of you said it flat out. You didn't mince words here. The DJs, they weren't that good anyway. Corporate duds talking over the songs, saying nothing, just in love with the sound of their own voice. Good riddance to DJs. And here's the part that might spike your blood pressure. You're not entirely wrong, because look at the contradiction sitting right in front of my own comment section. Half of you said the live jocks are the only reason left to turn on the radio, and the other half said the DJs are worthless. And the nutty thing, yeah, you're both right. The great ones, well, sure, they're the only reason to tune in. The whole ball game. They built the medium and understand that passion and personality are radio's main product offering. And the mediocre ones, the ones coasting, phoning it in, thrown to a song like they're reading a hostage note, well, they are handing the critics every bullet that they fire. They're the reasons that DJs weren't that great anywhere get 70 likes. And that right there is a whole other video, which I'm currently working on, because there is a standard for this, and almost nobody is meeting it anymore. And in a year where you're 5 minutes from getting Cumulus, that is a problem, and I've got a lot more to say about it. Oh, shocker. What? Me have an opinion? It's called You're Only As Good As Your Last Break. Yes, that video is coming soon, right here on your very safe place for all things radio by a passionate old radio dude who never pulls any punches on you or pots up any BS. So until then, I really want you to aim your anger at the right target. Use that door if you need it over at RadioDJMatch.com. And of course, what you must do immediately post haste, tenderly caress that like. That's so gross. Tenderly, I'm gonna stop saying tenderly. Just push the like and subscribe button. But most important, keep those freaking mics rocking all over the world. And hell yeah, crank up tub thumping.